Hi, welcome to RAD 212. This is our lab classroom, KAH 37B and also A. Both rooms are contained behind these doors. Come on in, let's show you around. So when you first enter the room, you are going to be asked to sanitize your hands. There is a wall sanitizer right beside the door. There's also one when you step into KH 37A, which is our dark room, right beside the door. There's one right there. And there are multiple bottles, kind of like this one, stationed throughout the room. So when you first come in the door, this is a bit of a vestibule, a lobby area. This is where the digital unit is contained. All of this black stuff here, the black monitor, the black keyboard, the black computer, this is all part of the digital unit that we will show you in 312 a lot more at length. Right in front of us is the line voltage breaker. Currently it's in the on position. This is our little cupboard where we keep some of our books, of our logbooks, but the logbooks actually have a different place where they officially live, but during the day we will have them out here right close to our console. The console is what changes all the settings. We have a lead glass that looks through into the actual main x-ray room. So this glass actually contains lead, so it keeps us safe when we're taking the x-rays. And when you're going into the main x-ray room, this is what that looks like. So from right to left, we have an x-ray viewer here depicting an image of a thorax of a dog. We have a bunch of posters, anatomy posters on the wall, just a table that we usually use for dental procedures. This arm is our dental unit. You'll get very much more familiar with that one in RAD 312, but just so you know what it does, it takes our x-rays of teeth. Then keeping going, we have a double x-ray viewer with more pictures hanging up on it. Hope I didn't blind anybody by that, doing that now. So that one, we have our corkboard and whiteboard. We have a big long stainless steel cupboard at the end of the room. Everything is really well labeled, but make yourself familiar. Nobody's going to be offended if you come into this room and start opening cupboards and drawers and really get used to what's in these various cupboards. We have the one dog that we never fed, Skelly. I use him a lot to kind of point out principles of radiography, and it helps in terms of positioning as well. We have a really old paperweight, which is an old portable x-ray unit. It doesn't work anymore. And a bit of a lighter model that I made for 312. Again, this is 312 stuff, working with equine positioning and portable units. And then keeping going on this side, another double viewer with some pictures hanging up. We have a holding cage in case we need to just temporarily keep an animal contained while we're getting things ready for x-rays. Right now we just have a bunch of stuffies in there. We use a lot of models in this course, so this is not a bad place for them, but obviously the stuffies would have to be coming out if we had to put a cat or a small dog in it. On top of that cage though is some of our PPE that we use. We have some thyroid shields all in color, and we have various colors and sizes of radiography mitts and gloves. Continuing on the wall, these doors here are called the pass-through box. The pass-through box gives you access to your x-ray cassettes. So if I were to open that, there is a little peg that's sticking out. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's right here. I have to be able to turn the handles, I have to actually push the peg in first. When I push that in, you can see I have two sides. The left side is exposed, the right side is unexposed. That means exposed or unexposed in terms of radiation. So if I were to get a cassette out, opening both sides, these cassettes here are unexposed. That means they're ready to go, ready to use. They don't already contain an image. Other side currently is empty. So there's no x-rays that have been exposed that need to be passed through into the darkroom. When dealing with the pass-through box, you have to always make sure that you leave it, when you're finished with it, in the closed position with the knob in the horizontal position, just in case somebody on the other side is attempting to open the box on the other side, so they are able to push that peg through so it allows them to open the doors on the other side. The doors are light tight. The reason for that one-way system of opening the doors is to protect the people in the dark room or the x-rays that are potentially out in the open in a dark room from light entering and potentially ruining that image. All right, let's keep going. So here we have our x-ray gowns hanging up nicely neat and flat so the lead inside them doesn't crease. We have 4 of them, different sizes. In a different video, I'll show you how to put them on. They always have to hang like this, with the flat panel going behind the rolled bar and with the front portion of your chest and the shoulder pieces kind of hanging in front, just like this, to keep them nice and flat. This big contraption on wheels is a lead barrier. So if we can't make a quick getaway and we have to stay in the room, we can hide behind this if an x-ray needs to be taken and you can't step away from the patient further than like trying to sneak behind the lead glass. We also have a table that contains all of our nursing supplies. So if I were to open this, it has cotton and needles and some syringes and some eye lube and thermometer and covers, some blood tubes, anything that you might potentially need in here in terms of nursing, except we don't do that much in this room. The drawer below has some towels and then some forms on the very bottom. And that already brings us full circle. One thing I did not show you, so most of the things that are in here are really, really well labeled. We also have calipers. This is one of them. These calipers are used for measuring the patient, and they commonly live up here. We have I have 2 more hanging up here, as you can see. They're hanging on the side of the view box. Okay. Anything else? Oh, I guess last but not least at all is our x-ray unit. We have our x-ray table with a stuffy patient right now. This is our x-ray table. Underneath the table is a tray that you can pull out. This is where you would place a cassette. All cassettes go in here. The digital cassette would go into here. Other cassettes can go in here and they get centered by a dual bracket pushing system. So if I push this forward, you can see that the further bracket came proportionally as I'm pushing or pulling away from it. I'll show you how this works when we do this in person. So this is the tray. Then the column is the back portion up here, all of this. On the column, you'll see there is one left marker and two right markers. They have magnets on them, so they're easy to find and so we don't lose them. And we usually place them on the back of the column. And this is our X-ray tube with the knobs left and right for collimation. The black pegs is for manipulating, and then you can see the cylindrical shape at the top. That is your actual X-ray tube. This room by design has also been hooked up for oxygen hookup in case we have to bring in an anesthetized patient. So you can see that white short line that's going right up to the ceiling. That is our oxygen line. And then the corrugated plastic tubing that's coming down behind it, that would be waste gas. So we could absolutely have an anesthetized patient in here and bring an anesthetic unit in and continue an anesthetic if we needed to. And that is your X-ray room.